Think about any community as the structure of a house or a foundation. You know, you've got to have that strong, stable foundation that you can count on day to day. Our house is not going to fall in because the foundation is good. Marriage is that foundation.
I've discovered through my experience that family is so essential, and the natural family is so essential.
Having a mom and dad really helps the child grow to its full potential. It's just a beautiful sense of a wholeness that comes together in completion when they're in that family unit. And so when the church talks about the family unit, when it talks about the importance of a mother and a father raising a child, it's not doing it to put down anybody else, but it's doing it so that that child can grow and fully flourish in society.
Not having a unified family in so many instances creates the precise environment needed to brew poverty.
If you want to protect women and their children from poverty, you have got to encourage and fight for and work at family strength, family cohesion. We cannot be interested or concerned about child well-being and protection from poverty without being deeply concerned about the family.
I think it's important to understand the ways in which marriage is a social justice issue. What we know today in America is that kids who are born to and raised by married parents are more likely to flourish in school. They're more likely to steer clear of problems like incarceration or teen pregnancy that would derail their lives, derail their future careers.
What does family cohesion and strength, what does it matter to kids? You could really ask the question, in which way doesn't it matter to kids?
We need to understand that the majority of the people that are incarcerated come from broken homes, come from abusive home. Many of them as children been traumatized with horror that they have seen in their home. And this has affected them deeply.
If you're concerned about the poor, if you're concerned about the underprivileged, you should be concerned about sort of the health and the stability of marriage and family life.
Growing up without a mother or a father is truly great poverty. Not having the presence of that figure that will give you your security, your sense of adventure, your sense of risk that the Father will give you. Not having the tenderness, the love of God manifested through tenderness that only a woman can have. That is a void.
In graduate school, I volunteered for about 9 months with female juvenile delinquents, and the common thing among them is, with the exception of one, none of them had fathers that they knew. And also, all but about 2 of them in that whole time had committed crimes with their significant other, with their romantic partner, and we're talking 14-year-olds to 17-year-olds. I asked them, if they seemed like such nice girls, would you do this? Would you have done this if it wasn't for this man? And they all said, no, I'm not really like that. Well, why did you do it then? And they all said, because he loves me.
So for the first 2 decades of my life, I knew nothing about my biological father except that he was blonde with blue eyes and had a college degree. And then somehow my mom did a little digging and she got a 1-page tear sheet of some non-identifying fill-in-the-blank answers, and I found out that he was of Polish descent and was raised Catholic. And the first thing I did when I found out that information was I got a credit card and I flew to Poland.
If a child has a mother and a father, it creates a security a different sense of belonging and intactness.
And what we must understand here, that it is not just about two parents. It is about a mother and a father. That's not just a moralistic idea. It's not just a traditional idea. It is a fundamentally human idea. First of all, it's the mother and the father that come together and create that child. That child has a connection to both of these people.
Pope Francis, he talks about the ecology in the world and how the harmony in the world that we live in is so essential to human flourishing. We too have an environment that needs to be harmonious within the family. We would call that the ecology of the family.
We tend to think that the family is just this personal unit, you know. It just affects me and it's, you know, important because that's what we want. No, families affect the community. Ask school teachers, ask pediatricians, ask policemen. You know, does the family matter? And again, they'll just, you know, laugh kind of like, of course they do.
Often when a child needs to be adopted, they're confused. They don't understand necessarily why they don't have their birth mother and father. So they struggle a lot kind of understanding why have they been left to themselves. But when they grow to understand that they do have a mother and a father in that adoptive situation who loves them, the child really blossoms and it grows in love.
The priority of children has just been redefined out of marriage.
In my experience, the majority of the young people that have come in to the facility as residents, they don't even know who their dad is.
When we go and say that fathers don't matter, it's going to have massive consequences. You're going to have more poverty, more teen pregnancy, more violence, more criminality. You're going to have a lot of social destruction. And if that weren't bad enough, now we're having people say and demand that mothers don't matter.
To strengthen families, we definitely need to strengthen marriages. And so I see that done twofold. One, we need to just build up, support, fight for the current marriages that are around us and try to do what we can as a society to help the avoidable divorces. And then two, to clarify the meaning of marriage and help the younger generations to see that marriage is a unique gift.
We like to think this kind of fairy tale thing is, you know, one family is just as good as another. It really comes down to marriage matters, and marriage matters between a husband and a wife, a man and a woman raising their children together. No society anywhere in the history of the world has come up with a better way to raise the next generation of human beings.